Hey everybody, and welcome to the final day session of how to launch and scale your perfect online business. I am super excited for this one because I don't really do this method very often, and it's to my detriment. I have had mentors left, right, and center saying, get and do this, which is sell on stories. I don't know enough about it. So thankfully, Alenka is here to teach me. I have got my pen ready. I have got a notepad ready. So if you guys are doing the same, make sure you are taking notes. Alenka, thank you so much for being here. How are you?
Thank you for inviting me. Hi to everybody, and thank you for joining us. I'm really excited to be here and to share some, well, dare I say, wisdom on how to use your stories to make money.
Do you know what? There will be lots of wisdom because so many people do it in so many different ways. I want to know the one that gives the highest ROI, and we'll get there. But first, how did you get into the online world? Like, what were you doing beforehand? What attracted you to online, and why did you go for it?
Right. So I'm an opera singer by profession. I'm a music teacher. I used to live in the UK for 25 years. I studied at the Guildhall School of Music and Drama in London. I was an international opera singer. And then I can see your face. And then and then I moved back to former Yugoslavia, to Serbia, where I'm from originally. I got married, had my children. And then 5 years ago, I'm just going to give you all the kind of condensed version. And then 5 years ago, I found myself in the middle of a very acrimonious divorce. And literally from morning to the afternoon, I found myself with my 18-month-old twins on the street.
Oh my God.
No job, no money. I was escorted by police because there was a lot of violence and all of that. Nothing to fall back on. Everything was kind of left in the house. I was literally like with one carrier bag and in my nightie. So my mom took us in. I had no job. I mean, you have children. I mean, 18-month-old babies or toddlers, and two of them. It's just too much, and I couldn't work, etc. So I was really stuck, really stuck. So then, because I couldn't work, because I didn't have any childcare or anything, I looked for work online, started teaching English, and that didn't work because the children were crying or always noisy. You can't teach. So I looked and found dropshipping. I had no idea what I was doing because with dropshipping, obviously you need money to invest and etc. I didn't even have a computer. I did all this from my mom's old phone because also my phone was, anyway, long story maybe for another time. So as I was looking through for dropshipping tips, I kept coming across this phrase, affiliate marketing. And although my English is okay, I didn't know what affiliate marketing was. I went to Wikipedia to see what is affiliate marketing. I was sold this story that you didn't have to invest or sell or anything. So I started that, got an old computer from a friend, started one blog, 2 blogs, started getting some small amounts of income. And then 2 years into it, I stumbled upon Facebook. And then for 18 months ago, 20 months ago now, I have been full-time. Here, I was able to generate enough income. Obviously, since then, I'm a multiple 5-figure earner, soon to be a 6-figure earner.
Nice.
And I'm able to stay at home. My biggest why was to be able to stay at home with Maria and Alexander, my son and my daughter, and that's what's happening now. We're at home. I'm at home with them. We have a nice apartment, and our life has changed completely. But that's how I started.
Oh my! That is like, I could easily do a 2-hour piece just on that story. Like, oh my God, that's like, you were an international opera singer. Like,
Yes.
wow. So stage fright isn't an issue then, no?
Beg your pardon?
Stage fright isn't an issue.
No. It is actually. It is, but I know how to deal with it. So
I'll definitely take some tips on that. I've got a bit of stage fright. And how old are the kids now?
They're 7.
Oh wow. I've got a 7-year-old, Harry. He was the first. I've got Oliver, who's 5, and I've got Theo, who's about to turn 2 next month.
Oh, that is so sweet. Have your hands full.
Oh yeah. I couldn't. Do you know what? I probably couldn't do two babies at once. That'd, I think, send me crazy. Okay, so
Yes.
you've done this. This is a common theme I am seeing on some of these interviews. Is like I've started. A lot of people go to drop shipping first and then move away quite quickly. Why do you think drop shipping is so attractive ahead of affiliate marketing? Why does that get the pitch to start with and then people leave?
Because the very concept, I think, at least for me, the very concept of affiliate marketing is hard to fathom when you've never heard about it. Like,
Okay.
really? Someone's going to give you money just because you say that their product is good, and then you can build a business on top of that? Like, what? And it's just, although a lot of people, I have clients who started with me, and at first they thought like, this must be saturated. And this must be this, and it's not, of course, as long as there are products, as long as there are people who are buying, and of course that's like an infinite thing, affiliate marketing will be alive and well. So I think the very concept is not as well known as we might think it is, and then drop shipping is much easier to understand because there's a physical product. Although we can do affiliate marketing with physical products, obviously, via Amazon, and something that I've done myself as well. But it is it sounds easier. I'd say that it sounds easier, and of course it is.
I think it's more relatable, isn't it, to the general system we are in? Like, we know, like, for instance, like, to convert it into like the matrix, it's like somebody buys a product or gets a product from, let's say, Asda. They move it into another store and they sell it again for more money. Like, that is like wholesaler to Asda, wholesaler to Tesco, like all of these things. Like, that is very, yeah, we get that. Like, that is a concept that just basically happens. People like buy stuff from like Nike shoes that aren't from the Nike store, they're from a different store. Like, so I get that type of thing. So why do you think people move away quickly?
Well, because very soon you realize that actually there's quite a bit of money to be invested, and that organic drop shipping, organic marketing in drop shipping is not okay. Now with the rise of TikTok and Instagram Reels and etc., I think it's quite possible. But up until TikTok, which is a very recent thing, I think organic marketing for drop shipping, I don't know how, people were not, just didn't know how to do it. Whereas for affiliate marketing, you are building your own personal brand, so you're not attached to a particular set of products. You might be attached to digital products or learning online products and etc. But that's a really wide scope of things that you can do. Like, I'm an affiliate marketer, but I'm also a course creator. I'm also a coach. I promote a range of products under the umbrella of my own personal brand.
Yeah.
So I don't associate myself with any particular product that I promote, but I promote, well, myself, so to speak, and then my audience that is being built on purpose to be attracted to what is it that I promote, then are interested in what I have to say about the products that I promote, how I promote them, what is it that they get with it, and of course my own courses. Yes.
Okay. And do you know what? I heard that like last week with Saba. Saba was like, she's a personal brand coach. She's absolutely excellent. Love the girl to bits. And she was basically saying, like, if you took the concept of building a faceless business, like a general business, and you built a personal brand, if you sold your faceless business, you lose, apart from you get the cash, you lose everything, don't you? You lose your customer list, you lose absolutely everything. Whereas if you built a personal brand alongside the business, when you sold the business, you still have your personal brand. No matter where you go, your personal brand can move and it can pivot, and you can attract people in because of the authority that you've built. And it sounds like you've pretty much attached yourself to that concept of build the personal brand, and the cash will come.
Well, of course, yes. And then it really depends what is your, my favorite phrase, end in mind. If you have the end in mind of building a faceless business and then selling it on, by all means, definitely do that. And you can do that multiple times. However, if you want to develop a personal brand, then develop it in such a way that it has a scope for different things. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to be promoting, I don't know, skincare products under my personal brand, because my audience is not are not people who come to me for recommendations for, I don't know, mascara or something, but they come to learn how to do online marketing.
Okay, got that. No, perfect. Okay, Shand, now, where did you start? So you said you started blogs, and you got 2 blogs up and running?
I did, yes, but I am not a very talented writer. I know how to write. I'm very literate, but I never enjoyed writing. So it really turned out not to be the medium for me. I much more enjoy, let's say, writing on Facebook or video. I do a lot of video lives, and I'm starting my own YouTube channel and all of that. So yes, so it's more of that. Although blogs are great, it just takes a while for blogs. What is really good about Facebook organic marketing is that you are as much in control as you possibly can be on the platform that is not your own, and that you still, of course, depend on the algorithm, because you can do the outreach yourself and you can tailor your audience to what is it that you're promoting. And so that's why Facebook, although many have written Facebook off because of the rise of TikTok and everything else, I still think that it has a valid place. And in fact, I think it is going to really be probably the queen of social media for us who are selling high ticket in 2023, with all the changes that are happening right now.
So you're saying that Facebook will still be the dominant, still the highest ROI?
Yeah, that's where people who have money live.
Interesting. So you're saying, like, obviously because of I love that people who have got money. So in terms of, like, obviously TikTok, who like they follow you for like 15 seconds at a time, or like, and then constantly scrolling, you're saying that is not a low quality buyer, like less money, more, like, what's the differences?
Well, I think it's important to recognize which platform is, what is the purpose of each platform. I love TikTok. I'm on TikTok. I love Instagram. I'm on Instagram. I love Facebook. I'm on Facebook. However, we need to understand that TikTok and Pinterest, for example, are outreach platforms where you go to get leads, where you go to get volume of the people. But then Facebook and Instagram are nurturing platforms. YouTube is a nurturing platform where you're able to build true community, where you're able to write longer form posts, where you're able to have longer form of something. Hence, TikTok offering 3 minutes, and in fact, at some on some accounts, even 10 minutes long videos.
Because so I've seen that. Yeah, they've started to increase that, and obviously try and get more people to watch for longer. But they've got this position now where I think they've trained everybody so quickly, like 15 seconds and done. 15 seconds. So anything longer, you're like, come on, get to the point. So people they're gonna have to go through another training process of behavior patterns in order to get people to watch those long form videos on TikTok.
Yes, well, now quantity over quality, I think, ultimately wins, and it will win, in at least for us, because even like now you are developing your own YouTube channel, and we know in our niche, whatever it is, affiliate marketing or digital products and etc., we know that is not having 100,000 or 1 million subscribers or followers, although it doesn't hurt. But you can literally earn 6 figures with 5,000, 10,000 subscribers easily. because these are very, very targeted leads, very, very targeted audience. So on TikTok, I think what they're trying to do now, not to veer off too much from our subject here, but what they're trying to do, and that's where it's going definitely, is, for example, for us who are doing this, whatever it is that we're doing, because we're not doing just dance videos and etc., we're providing value. So we will not need 2 million followers. Like, what are we going to do with all those people? We will have fewer numbers, but numbers of people that are ready to buy. And then we will bring them to Facebook. We will bring them, this is what's a cross-platform marketing. Much what you are doing with your summit here. Facebook to YouTube, YouTube to Facebook. And Facebook has got amazing tools like, building your own Facebook group, your own community, which is an invaluable tool. Not that I use it to its best ability, but
no, and you're right, aren't you? It's like the way I see, obviously, and then we will get to the hot topic. Like the way I see, like the short form content is, it's brand awareness, and from that brand awareness, what you've got to do is you've got to move them. You have to move them into, because the people are trained. I behave differently on each platform.
Of course,
that's the way the platforms trained me to behave. So if I can grab someone from TikTok, move them to YouTube, I know now that instantly from a subconscious level they've changed. They're right, okay, now I'm going to sit down and watch a long form video, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And that's where the indoctrination process happens. And then from there, you can push them down the funnel.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
So it's just that it's a brand awareness platform in it because of the virality. I can never say
virality.
Yeah, and I've not even been drinking. So that's like the brand awareness, and then you've got to get them off, haven't you? And then start with, again, Facebook. I know people go TikTok to Facebook group, or TikTok to Facebook profile, TikTok to Instagram, TikTok to YouTube. Everybody has TikTok to something.
Yes, because it's so important. And, those people who use Pinterest, for example, so successfully, people have built amazingly successful YouTube channels from especially now when there are idea pins where you can do your YouTube shorts or 2 idea pins, and then idea pins, exactly the search, because Pinterest is the search engine. Whatever people are searching for that, and then they'll come to your YouTube channel. It's crazy effective. So short form is amazing, but it is for outreach and then to
pull people in. And this is where stories. So although we look like we went off on a tangent, this is where stories become so critical, I'd say, because you're pulling people in from the noise, and then you are showing them you are like that story. That consistency of stories shows that, like, right, well, this is what I am, like, this is who I am, this is what I do, and this is behind the scenes. And like, obviously there's, again, 1,000,001 ways to use your stories. Like, what is the benefit to using your stories ahead of other things?
Well, the stories, Facebook stories and Instagram stories is a feature where you can sell. Let us not forget that we are here in this business, yes, to help, but we are here to sell. We are here to make money. I make no apologies about it. I have, as I've mentioned, 2 children. I am a sole provider for my 2 children. If I don't sell, what happens? We don't eat. So I actually, the other day, I've coined the word SELP, selling and helping at the same time.
I love that.
Because we are indeed helping when we are selling, because how are people going to learn unless they buy your product and learn something and then advance in whatever it is that they're doing? So stories are very underused for that. The people are not using them as strategically as they could be or should be. And because when you have a platform like Facebook, you do your nurturing, you do your big pieces on your Facebook wall, but because the reach of the Facebook wall is not great at the moment, and it hasn't been for some time, mainly because of these new updates that are coming up, and changes to Facebook profiles and connection to the Reels, Facebook Reels, and all of that. So the reach hasn't been really great. However, the reach on stories has still stayed quite good. Not as great as it was at the start, but I think that's going to come back. It's going to level up. It's still 5 times better than anything on the Facebook wall. This is not to say that one shouldn't post the Facebook wall. This is critical. People should do that. Absolutely. But Facebook Stories is a place where you can promote your things. You can very easily get people to react to it. And if you use it strategically, you will make money. I mean, I was joking the other day with my private client. I said, whenever you see me doing my video stories, know that I'm making money. And I do my video stories almost every day. No, it's a new client, so she doesn't know the. I said, yeah, they are as effective as that, and people are not doing them, and I have a whole program on it, and I teach people to do it, and once people start doing it, they see the power of it, they go like, goodness, where was I all this time? Why didn't I use it? This is Facebook Stories has changed my business altogether because I was on Facebook for, I don't know, like about a year, and I wasn't making any sales. I was publishing every day and doing everything that I was told, and yet no sales. So one day I was just experimenting with those, like with poll feature, and I didn't understand.
Oh, yeah.
And then I said, if you want the link or something, it was not very well executed. Okay, let me put it that way. And someone clicked on it, and I made a high ticket sale, and I thought, what? This is crazy. So I started really geeking out on stories, and it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. Obviously, there's a way of selling on stories. You can't just put your link there for your $2,000, $3,000 product. It doesn't work that way. But you can definitely lead people towards your product in such an effective way. People should definitely use them.
Okay, now you've done the first phase. You have hooked me. So you have hooked me. So you've spoke about a story strategy. You spoke about how it works, but you've not told me what the strategy is.
Yeah.
I will.
I will just very quickly go through my little list that will lead us into the strategy. So first of all, why should one use stories? I've got here 4 points that are very important. I'll just elaborate very quickly on each one.
Of course,
it first of all saves us time. So every time you post on your long form post on your wall, repurpose it to your stories. Get your audience used to the fact that you are posting your content, your value, you're delivering your value via stories. You can do that in a shorter form, of course. You don't have to write the whole of the 500 words that you post, obviously, but you shorten it a little bit and you put it as a static stories series or video series. You just take your phone, don't make it complicated, don't use any external apps, nothing complicated. You just take your phone, you switch it on, and you go, hi guys, today I'm going to talk about, you literally repeat what you've said in your long form post. Then you go to Story Splitter. This is the only app I suggest you use because it's super quick. It's called Story Splitter. That's all. It's orange. It splits your stories in a second. You upload your stories, you're done for the day. You put obviously your polls for your CTAs and etc. This is how you repurpose your content. So you don't think, I've just posted on my wall, what am I going to post on my stories? Do the same thing. That's part of the strategy. You're repeating your content. You're changing beliefs of your audience through this content, through the various ways of serving your content. Then do a live on your profile with the exact same content. it is absolutely crucial that we repeat this as many times as possible in different ways. Obviously, you're not going to repeat this word for word. You're going to repeat different concepts, and more people in your audience will get exposed to your content. Because if you have 3,000 people on your friends list and 20 people see your long form post, I mean, honestly, it just makes you want to cry. You know, because you've done all the work and there's like 20 people, if that. So you want another 100 to see it on your Facebook stories and another 100 at least on your Facebook Live. So that's how you repurpose. Then this is how you generate leads in an easy way. You always put a call to action. So if you have a series of stories, a sequence, a video stories, at the end, you put a poll. You say, click on the poll for more information. Click on the poll for the link. Click on the poll for whatever. Polls are absolutely the most effective way of generating leads, the easy way. Because people just click. They don't need to think about it. You give them 2 positive answers. Okay, so this is really important. So you don't say yes, no. People who are going to say no, they're just going to scroll by. You don't want to waste time on them. You want to go, yes.
Hell
more
yeah.
information. More info, yes, yes. Interested, send me the link, etc. So give them 2 positive answers. So they click. What does that mean? They are straight in your inbox. Goodbye cold messaging. Goodbye cold messaging, which takes me to the next point, and this is how we bypass cold messaging. People constantly say, oh, I hate cold outreach. There is no need to do cold outreach. You just go and comment on people's stories, send hearts, say hi. I don't know, really like your dog, whatever it is that people you're immediately in their inbox, and those messages rarely get ignored. They're always responded to because you are entering the conversation that's in your prospect's head already, or when they click on the poll that they're interested in your product, you don't have to dance about and go like, oh, how are you today? And what's the weather like? And do you have a dog? Who's got the time for that? You know, they say yes, you say hi, how are you today? Thank you so much. This is just great that you're interested in. Let me just make sure that you're really interested. Shall I send you more information? And they go like, yeah, definitely interested. So that's how you generate your leads very, very easily. Let me just give you one quick example. I am very big on, this is another topic, but I'm very big on organizing workshops to lead towards your high ticket programs or offers. So the last workshop that I organized, although it wasn't super low ticket, it was $133. I started organizing it, went on holiday. It was a disaster, great holiday, but a disaster internet connection wise. I couldn't really promote it. I was just occasionally on stories. Then I came home. Then we had an emergency in the family. It was just, anyway, I sold 15 places at 133 a pop. And then I got a private client that is going to bring me 5 figures. All from stories. And Paul.
How do you then, because obviously when I go on stories, like for instance, like I think there's some Facebook stories on there right now. And just make sure I mute it. Otherwise everyone will be hearing what I'm saying anyway. Right. 6 viewers, 4 viewers, 3 viewers, no viewers. How do you get that engagement up on your stories?
Okay, I will tell you. First of all, if you're not using your stories right now on regular basis and your audience is not used to you using your stories, of course, people are going to be, well, not really interested. And Facebook is not going to push your content. So you need to go through the phase of maybe a week or 2 weeks of posting constantly on your stories. And then your audience will slowly gravitate towards your stories. Like if I don't post on my stories, like I didn't post today, I've already had 2 messages in my inbox going, are you okay? Where are you? People are just used to me posting on my stories, delivering my value through my stories. And all of my clients, for example, I'm just looking for some of my stories just to show you. You need to train your audience. Then you need to You need to deliver the value in such a way that it has the end in mind always. So this is my strategy. This is my main strategy. And that is whatever you're talking about, whatever you are posting about, whatever it is that you are doing and saying, it needs to have the end in mind. So if I'm talking today about sitting here, drinking a glass of water, looking out in through the window, I'm not saying I'm just sitting here looking out through the window, I'm so happy. I am saying I'm so happy I can work from home. I'm so happy that my children are playing in the room next door. I'm just here and doing my work. I don't have to be in an office. I'm constantly pre-framing my audience. Constantly pre-framing my audience with my content and stories for them to always think, yeah, maybe I should invest in that course. Maybe I really need this. Yeah, look at that. Like, it's aspirational type of content that we see everywhere, obviously. But this is my big thing, operating from the end in mind. I very rarely, very, very rarely post just like willy-nilly. I know exactly what I want to achieve tomorrow or in 1 week or in 1 month. So when I was promoting this workshop, the last one that I was doing, I started talking about this subject from different angles a month before. In my long form post, in my stories, and then obviously I went on holiday, as I mentioned, so things then changed. But this is sorry, let me just find you, like, for example, in one of my, I'm trying to make it stop. Anyway, I'll try to see how this works. So one of the lessons, I had like 86 views, but that's like even low for me. I get like 100, 150 views, which is great. Like you get that many people seeing your content.
Yeah, as you say, like, it's a lot better than the walls at the moment. The walls are like the posts. Some people still do okay and still do pretty well, but like, as you say, like the views on the walls are getting lower. So as you say, if you can move them to stories and obviously increase that viewership, I feel when I watch a story, I'm more personally connected to someone than I am by reading the post.
Absolutely. And the research shows that yes. And the research from Facebook shows that actually the audience who are watching stories are actually quite happy to buy via stories. They are pre-framed. That is absolutely, they expect to be sold to. It's incredible.
Okay, right. So let's take everything that we've just learned and let's put it. So first, we post. Whatever post we do, we post. Then we repurpose that content into written or video format in a static series or a video series. You use Story Splitter to split the story. So what you do, take one video and then put it into Story Splitter. Okay, cool. And then just post them. Okay, so does it post directly from Story Splitter to your story, or
no? It goes back to your gallery and then you just post it, which is quite straightforward. And then you can use captions in your Facebook feature, story feature. Just that's
perfect.
Easy.
Okay, cool. Then we add the captions, so obviously you create the subtitles and dynamic for people who don't have the audio on. Then obviously once we've repurposed that piece of content, we then go live and talk about the same type of thing. So now they've got the same opportunity to, because people like to consume content in different ways. So that covers all three. That's perfect. You, at the end of your stories, you put a call to action. It's got to be 2 positive clicks. So a yes, a hell yes, interested, DM me please. Oh my God, Alenka, I need this. Like all those different call to actions. Then from there, it's a case of obviously taking those conversations, those interactions, and you have to post consistently in order to increase your views. So Facebook know it's actually worth putting your stuff out there.
Absolutely.
Now, here's a question, and this is a bit more technical. If I posted all my stories on Instagram and used the polls and the features on Instagram, will they automatically convert over on Facebook?
No. You will just have to add that poll to that story.
Okay.
on Facebook. So no, those features don't work. They're not as integrated at the moment as they could be or should be. However, I will say there was a short period of time where that did work, and then it started glitching, and then it doesn't. But and another caveat, that is that I live in Serbia. We get features updated quite late, although we are in Europe. We get it quite late. So this might actually be working in some countries, but I don't have that feature at the moment that works for my stories.
All right, so I'm going to double check that on my end, obviously, to see. Yeah. Otherwise, it's a case of post it to Instagram and then go and post it to Facebook.
Yes, it's just that I would say that cross-posting is fine. Many people do it, and that's great. Just one has to be mindful what sort of branding and what sort of message one does on Instagram or on Facebook. If you do everything exactly the same, then obviously go for it. But if not, then I would say posting on native platform, the native content to that platform pays off quite well. But again, for example, with Reels, you can repurpose. You can obviously post immediately, but then you don't get the sounds, and it's a bit... Still, it's a little bit tricky. And I know we all want to save time, and I know we all want to repurpose. I'm the first who wants to do that, but it doesn't quite always work. So if you do a video series where you're just talking, definitely. But sometimes I just would say that to be mindful of what is it that one is posting on each platform. That's all.
Okay. And in terms of I know, for instance, for an appointment setting purpose, I know there was a strategy on stories where it was put an attractive story out first, like an attractive picture with loads of text that people have to hold down, and then from there, obviously the next, and obviously have a poll on that, and then the engagement from that would obviously then spiral into the conversations. Is there a timing strategy? Is there a layout strategy? What would you say is to get the best ROI out of your stories?
That strategy with the small letters, and this is just my personal view, I hate it. I have never paused to read someone's text. It just drives me up the wall. So I don't do it. But I have seen many successful people do it. So therefore, it must work. For Reels, yes, it can work. I've experimented a little bit with that because the more people have to stay and read the text and read the description, the watch time obviously increases. It goes into a loop. So it does work. I will say that good, well-delivered, good and lots of value cannot be outsmarted by any smart strategy, if you see what I mean. Any tips and any tricks will, good value will always trump tricks. And I have a client who up until now was always doing such complicated stories, like complicated graphics and captions and stickers, and so they would take whole day doing these 5 stories. I was like, just take the phone, speak, post, collect on. Why are you complicating it so much? Also, authenticity. We are forgetting, we mustn't forget the authenticity, because that's where the KLT, that's know, like, and trust, which then makes people click on that poll and say, yes, I want to invest with you, I want to talk to you, I want to whatever. This is what you get from authenticity. Hence TikTok, hence the rise of such videos. Highly curated stuff. It has its place. It has its place. But if you're going to do personal branding, if you're going to do personal brand, if you want to talk to your audience, get them to know you, and we are all I'm in Serbia, you are in the UK, that other person is in the US, another person is in Australia. How do we build that know, like, and trust? How do people get the trust to send you, I don't know, $20,000 per year for your coaching? by getting to know you, not by being impressed by fancy stickers. Like, who cares? That's
I
mine.
like, obviously, what you brought up there. Obviously, I totally get with the know, like, and trust. What I've also just considered and thought about is, you are right, obviously, in terms of location wise, we're all across the world and we've got clients all across the world. So when you post at a specific time for a specific audience, you're neglecting the rest of the audience. Whereas a story, it stays for 24 hours, so the bound to catch it.
Yes, yes, and you can always replenish where you are in the queue. So let's say that you post at 9 a.m. One set of stories. If you post again at 1 p.m. or 3 p.m., just one story like, hey, I'm having a nice break or whatever, just nice, I don't know, shall I have plums or apples or whatever, increase the engagement, and then your stories get first in the queue again. You literally get rewarded for posting. The more you post, the better for you, the more engagement you'll get.
Love it. Absolutely love it. So I'm gonna put it right here. I'm gonna commit to stories a hell
Oh,
of a lot
please
more.
do. You will not regret it. Like if you are committed, for example, let's just say that you're committed to growing your YouTube channel. How do you do that via stories? Like where do you even start? When you talk to us about it, you tell us about the summit, you tell us about the people who've been here, you tell us about, you don't need to mention them by name because you are the star of the show, but you talk about your YouTube channel. You just tell us, I've just finished my new YouTube video, and it's just mind-blowing what I deliver there. Like, I'll give you one tip, and for the rest of the, for the 5 other ones, you'll just go to the YouTube link and leave the link on Instagram. You can even leave the link and then get people from there. Although I will say that from Facebook, moving people to YouTube, I don't know how cumbersome that is, but it's worth a try. It's definitely worth a try. That's how I have helped people build Facebook groups. That's a Facebook group. I have in my course, I have little story funnels, Facebook group funnel, your workshop sales funnel, story funnel. So how you pace that. I've worked it out for each of the things. What do you
Nice.
post each day? How do you go about it? What do you say, and etc. And then people use that blueprint, and they get people into their group, or they sell, or it's amazing.
Nice. I absolutely love it. And do you know what? Everyone who's watching the replay or the live, like, everyone's gonna love this because it's so simple. It's so easy to be able to just get your phone out, whack a story. Like, we're gonna finish in a minute. I'll pick up my phone, obviously record a quick story, and then go pick up the kids from school, and then that's there for 24 hours for people to see how amazing this workshop was.
Absolutely. Yes, it is. You can just do that. Like I do. You know what I do? I often record stories as I'm going to pick up my children from the school. Like literally, I have 10-minute walk. I get my phone. It's like, hi guys, I was going to pick up my children from school. I thought of these. If you want to find out more, click on the poll. Post. I'm done. I'm busy. I'm a single mom of 2 small kids. I have no time.
They do take up a lot of time, don't they? They take up a hell of a lot of time. And you know what? They're great and we love them and we have to provide for them. Hence this conversation. So, Alenka, if anybody is watching and they love your concept, because I love your concept, so lots of other people are going to love your concept. Where can they find you? Where's the best place to go? Like, talk to us. Like, what you offer and hit me.
Again, because I like simplicity, you can just find me on Facebook. My profile is Alenka Vojnic. Come and find me there. I'm very active. I'm there every day, all day. You can find me on my stories. I also have a program that's called Story Crew, where I teach all about using Facebook stories, Facebook Reels, and very soon to come other short form content trainings. So yeah, you can find me there, and let's talk.
Absolutely love it. So what I will do, guys, is obviously for everyone who's watching who's absolutely loved it as much as I have, I will leave Alenka's profile link in the YouTube description. It will be the first link there, guys. So go ahead, go connect with Alenka, because if it's just a great time. This has been an absolute great show. It's been so fun and bubbly. I'm going to start watching your stories a hell of a lot more because one, I learn, and two, you're just cool.
Yeah, you just good.
So no, thank you so much, Alenka. Any final thoughts before we go?
The only final thought is, I will share this, that is to say, don't be deceived by the simplicity of it. So don't think that because it's so simple, it is not effective. Quite the opposite.
Absolutely.
So go make some money with your stories, guys. Go make some money.
Boom! Yes, absolutely love it. So Alenka, thank you so much for today's episode. It's been great. I've loved it. Guys, don't forget, obviously, although this is the end of the day session, we do have a later episode tonight with Anthony Ambrose, who is a YouTube sensation. He's absolutely crushing on YouTube. So 100% make sure you're in the Facebook group. Obviously, we're doing, what's the best way to describe it? We are doing sort of like takeaways, and we're expanding on the knowledge that all of our amazing guests have been doing. So 100% join the Facebook group Passive Buddies so we can have those conversations, discuss our amazing takeaways, and get ready for the next episode. Alenka, final time, thank you so much. I appreciate you. It's been awesome. And guys, I'll see you on the next episode.
Bye.